Hey guys, welcome to another Fangirlz Assemble. It's another Buffy episode. What up?
Yay!
Yay!
It's more yay than last time.
If you've been watching us since we started, you've known that we've talked about a lot of Buffy books, and we talked about reading it together as a readathon, and it is finally a thing that we are doing, and we even are at part 2. Look!
We did it.
Consistency.
We did it once, now we're doing it again. It's great.
If we can keep this up, it'll be like a whole thing. So, fingers crossed.
Yep. We hope someone's out there reading along. I'm looking at you, Hayden. I know you are.
But before we talk about that, of course, we have to talk about our wonderful sponsor, InStockTrades.com, where you can pick up a lot of different Buffy books, maybe not the earlier library editions, because they are wicked out of print, but you can pick up the newest library edition by Boom, Buffy Season 11, in this highlighter color.
The highlighter yellow.
Look at that.
Just disgusting. Now that cover's beautiful, but that's fine.
Beautiful.
That's
but it is true that it does feel a little out of place, but at least it's the standard, size of a standard Dark Horse Library edition. So
nice and oversized.
Thank you to Boom for that. But you can also get at least one of the books we're talking about today, which is Angel of the End.
I was going to say, you could still get this pretty hardcover.
I can't speak for the other ones. I'm not entirely sure if you can get them on in-stock trades or not.
Yeah, I'm not positive either.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. You should look.
You should look.
Because you know what you're going to get if you order it from there. You're going to get a great price.
Mm-hmm.
Fabulous packaging.
Absolutely.
The best. Great customer service. We can't say that enough. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've messed up my order before.
Again. You said fabulous packaging. Now I need to come clean about something. Recently, I ordered, because I hadn't ordered it because I read it digitally. I finally ordered the first volume of Buffy by Boom, but I ordered it on Amazon, like a scrub. And this.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
happened.
That's typical.
It came like this.
Of course.
And you know what? That was karma.
I would expect nothing less, honestly.
That was the universe saying, "Excuse me, Maddie, how dare you not order from in-stock trades?" And you know what? I'm going to have to buy this again on in-stock trades. So really,
yeah, but
I messed up.
It's unfortunate. It is very unfortunate. I've learned not to order any trades from Amazon ever, pretty much, because they all come like that. Even if you contact them and they're like, "Hey, send it back. We'll send you another one." It's the same, at least in my experience. And look, I don't want to be sending back like 4 trades because they can't put it in a box.
No.
Which is the problem. But you always get your trades from in-stock trades in a box, and it's padded and it's fantastic, and I can't get over that because literally
so good.
No other website I can think of is anywhere near I would even trust them with my books, which is sad, really. It's sad. But I'm so grateful they exist. They're our wonderful sponsor.
Me too. Yeah, hey, I don't know. It could just be Amazon US.
It's Amazon. I guess they're just throwing things around. They don't care. I don't know what it is.
And I just blame Amazon as a corporation. I don't blame the people. I have a lot of friends that work at Amazon, and
oh yeah, I don't know. I'll blame the people.
They should have to. I don't blame them for tossing my book around.
I think it's the Amazon robots part of it.
Oh,
they're like, here, it's a very light item. Here's a padded envelope for your book that's going to get bent and shipping. That's not the person's fault. No.
How dare they?
Yep.
Well, summary, or from in-stock trade. Don't be like me. So, we read a bunch of things for today's part 2 of the Buffy readathon. I reckon we should start with Angel of the End first.
We definitely should. Yeah.
And then go through Spike, and then Tales.
Yes.
Is what I'm thinking. So, first is Angel of the End. Now, I have it like this. Kristan also does, but she also has the 3 individual hardcovers.
I do, which I'll show you, because these are also readily available. You can get these used easily places. They all look like this. Like this. So there's 3 of these that make up the end. What's nice about these is at least one of them has a ribbon. Which is kind of like all of the Angel After the Fall hardcovers. It's hit and miss. Maybe it's a printing difference. I don't know. But one of these, for me personally, has a ribbon, which is nice. And they're the same size as the After the Fall hardcovers. So if you just want a lot of like standard hardcovers and you find these for cheap, which you still can, that's worth it.
Yeah, and the covers are beautiful. I mean, like, they're all beautiful hardcovers.
This one is the best, though, which I also do have. But I got them all secondhand, so, you know.
Yeah. I like this a lot, and I was pretty pleased with it. IDW did a good job with these back in the day. You know, the contents can be iffy, but again, I'll reiterate that all these covers, these Angel books, are beautiful. Great hardcovers.
Yes, I agree.
So now to get into the contents.
Yeah.
So Angel, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I would like to mention, I think I either mentioned to you off camera or on, I can't remember which one, but I did tell you, with the Angel Lee and stuff, I was like, okay, we're after the fall. I'm over it. I was not pleased. And then I start this and I'm like, oh, it's what's his name? Bill Willingham or something? Yeah. Who did Fables. And I'm like, oh, maybe this will be great. Starts out, the City of Angels, my name is Connor. And I was like, are you serious right now? We have to start a whole other part of the series, a whole other arc with Connor as the lead character. What are we doing? So that disappointed me immediately.
I will say that knowing that I didn't dislike that as much as I thought I would, because I am not a Connor fan. I think he does have some ups, but he has a lot of downs. There's a lot of negative things about the way he was written, unfortunately. And I even like the actor.
Yeah, I did too.
Now, the art was a lot better.
Although, I do flip to this particular panel with weirdly muscly Connor. The art is immediately still better, even though there's some things like that.
Oh, yeah. Like the facial expressions, and everyone looks like themselves, too.
Yeah.
I think they did a very good job with that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can tell who everybody is.
Yeah, which is great, because the first series was off and on and terrible. And I'm making fun of Connor, but I will say overall, for sure, this was way better than After the Fall.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I mean, like, yeah, this felt like an Angel book. Because, even when we had, like, Connor stuff going on in Angel, which frustrated me, it still felt very Angel, right, in the show.
Right.
And this book, this entire collection, felt way more Angel. Because there's a lot of, like, goofy stuff that happens that makes sense. It's you can follow it. It's interesting. You do get great character moments. Again, art, 100 times better. Just look at Illyria. Way better.
Way better. I will say, they're just like the first series, I had problems with some of the characterization. There would be good moments, and then there'd be moments where I'm like, well, that person doesn't act like that at all. Like, that's totally out of character.
Right, because we still have some weird Spike moments in this.
That's the thing. That's who it came back to. And I hate to always say that. Spike's my favorite.
And I'm
like, I don't think, I'm like, this is like Chip Spike. There were moments where I was like, oh, this is back when he was chipped, right? It's not like post-Soul Spike.
Yeah.
So that confused me.
Out of all this reading, I read this book last, which I think made it even harder because Spike is written so much better in his own series.
Yeah,
He's very Spike in his series. And then we're introduced to a few new characters, which were pretty interesting, right? We had the former Watcher. I liked her. I liked
her a lot too.
Mr. Polyphemus. Her little orb.
Oh yeah.
Like this alien orb who just houses demon history knowledge. It's these two right. Blah. I liked them. I liked having them.
It felt like Angel characters too. Like it wasn't just some. Because there were some characters in After the Fall where I was like, what?
No, After Fall is a whole ass mess that I did not care for. Especially after reading this, because this was way better. Art was way better. Story was way better. It's just, we're returning to home, Yeah,
we're getting closer. I won't say I was in love with it, because I wasn't, but it was so much, it was definitely more enjoyable. I wasn't like saying, what the heck, every 2 seconds when I was confused by what was going on and why, and the fact that this book existed, and way less of that, which was great.
So There was that one weird part which felt like a funny Angel episode, but at the same time didn't. And that was when Illyria was on heat.
Oh,
Basically.
yeah.
She's like, I've got a mate right now. And this was in the early part of this book where she's, she goes to rescue Angel and he's all wrapped up, he can't move. And she's like, hey, can I talk to you first though? And part of her talking to him is like, hey, my like ovulation time it's happening. I need to reproduce now. Can I reproduce with Connor? And I was like, ugh. Now it backs it up in the story because there's a lot in the stories like, oh, Connor is even more special, right? His powers are beyond that of a vampire, blah, blah, blah. And that's a big focus in this book is him. I mean, I wouldn't say huge focus. They don't really do too much with it, but you know that he's special and that's kind of an overlying theme. And she's like, I need to reproduce your son. And Angel's like, I can't move.
Yikes.
Whatever. It's up to him, And then because she's in heat, everybody else is all horny and they're all like hooking up or whatever. And then eventually Illyria and Connor don't. But it was just, it felt very Angel-esque, but I think I just didn't want them to be, I didn't want that attraction at all because I'm really tired of like anyone plus Connor. So I was like, ugh, it turned me off.
It felt Angel-like in the sense that I still vomit when I think about Connor and Cordelia, and this also made me vomit. So it felt like an Angel moment in that sense, where I hated it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it didn't happen ultimately. I was like, oh yay.
My God.
Because it was about to, because he was actually kind of like hesitant, which was kind of nice to see, right?
Oh yeah.
And then when he finally was like, yeah, okay, she was like, I'm good. The moment's over. I was like, okay, cool, good. Because
I'm thankful for that at least because if it would have been very questionable had he been like forced to copulate with her because that was kind of where it was leading. So I'm glad that didn't happen.
Which was like another level of yikes. Like, yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah, a lot of Connor, and then we did have some art changes in the middle, which were a little bit difficult because there were some parts, not really in the middle, I guess, but
like toward the end, the last book, like this cartoony stuff.
Oh, I can't even handle that.
I mean, look at this guy.
Yeah, because overall the art's really good. There's a few times where like there was one artist who drew Connor that it didn't look like Connor to me, and that was kind of odd. But yeah, so because in that we get to that middle part with the character. What's his name? Is his name Daxam? Am I imagining that? Darrow. Yeah. Right? Who looks to be a black man with dreads, and then we have his like Betty Page lawyer with him. I could do this better. I'm really bad at this. Anyways, whoa, my gosh, these guys. But then when the art changes, which is very drastic, and that point, everyone looks really odd. And it's not a bad art style. It's just very poor timing. And it felt very obvious when they showed that same man, Darrow, who no longer had dreads, as if they couldn't draw that anymore.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where that happens, where they show him. But I felt the same way, because I was like, hold on, is that the same guy? What's happening?
Oh, yeah, because he also looks kind of white, too. And
I was going to say, it's like his whole ethnicity changed. Yeah, and that was real awkward,
Here is Darrow here. Earlier, you see him, he's definitely a black man with dreads.
Yeah.
He no longer looks that way, this figure. But, this was just an okay part, but...
Yeah, see, I forgot that was even him. I was, looking through, and I was like, where is he? That looks nothing like him anymore.
But yeah, I think for the rest of Angel the End, it's okay. The end.
Yeah, I will say, if you're going to get any book, and you really want to try some of these Angel books we've been talking about, you could skip after the fall. There's recaps. Skip it. You can do whatever you want. If you want to go into it, fine, get it digitally though. It's not, I don't think it's worth it to track down those hardcovers, but this is a beautiful book. So, if you're a fan of that guy's writing, if you like fables, maybe you'll like those.
Yeah.
Just know that we had issues with it, and maybe you still want to read it.
And
it's still available on IST.
For an Angel fan, there is something to be said about getting into these and seeing them. I don't regret reading them. I don't regret owning them. Angel of the End I definitely liked a lot more. Angel After the Fall not so much, but it was pretty easy for me to find those hardcovers.
Yeah.
They do look nice on my shelf, and from a collector standpoint, I'm glad that I have them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see myself rereading them, but I think if you're an Angel fan, you'll like Angel of the End, okay?
It's definitely it's easier to, you can just jump into it too. Like you don't actually have to have read After the Fall.
Yeah.
It felt like it was just a cluster of Angel episodes, so it's easily accessible. You can just jump in whenever, which was nice.
And again, the art was way better, and the cover's beautiful. So is this Jenny Kristan also who does this cover?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Man, Jenny, my girl. Yeah, cover by Jenny Kristan. Thank God. She's so good. So I guess the next on our list to talk about would be Spike After the Fall.
Yeah.
So this Spike After the Fall follows Spike before the Angel After the Fall occurs, technically. Because when you first run into Spike in Angel After the Fall, he's king or lord of Beverly Hills, and he's surrounded by women, and they don't give a lot of context for that. So when you see that at first, it's very jarring because you're thinking, oh, when did he become this
this guy he would have been back in like season 2?
Right, this guy is surrounded by women who doesn't care because he's very different. But this does a very good job of explaining that, and it makes it very relatable because this is very Spike. This is a lot better than Angel After the Fall. And this felt like a Spike story. It felt like an Angel story. I liked it a lot better. Because the things he does go through makes more sense with this than his characterization did in Angel After the Fall. Not that it's not without its issues, but I think, even comparing Spike After the Fall to Spike in Angel of the End is very different also. And I think it helps explain a lot more his relationship with Illyria, because that was very weird in Angel After the Fall. Because you see here, it's more of a protecting, because you don't really know what's going on there. They're kind of like closeness. Because you see a lot of Illyria and Fred, quote unquote, in this. Her kind of going in between the two, which is something they don't bring up in the end.
Right.
Did you notice? She doesn't do that flip back and forth.
They're just like, oh, that's not happening. Whatever.
I liked it personally, but whatever.
I liked it too because like it made you upset. Like it tugged on your heartstrings. Anytime Fred is back, it's like, ugh. And then can we talk about the big moment that made me very upset though?
Let's do it. Talk about it.
Well, I'm gonna spoil it, so anybody watching, like, we're gonna.
Oh yeah, this is full of spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of barely touched on anything right now,
yeah.
but I'm gonna show you this, because this moment,
it was so sad.
His name was Jeremy, right? Because I kept calling him Jerry, which was funny. And you felt for this human named Jeremy that helped Spike out throughout this whole thing. And he was kind of his right-hand man to an extent. And Spike,
right,
cared about
him.
Yeah.
He's the Xander of this.
Yeah, and, Spike called him Jerry, and every time Jeremy corrects him, and it's funny. But he's great. He's a really good guy. And then what led up to that? Like, what was that moment? They're in a big battle with the big bad woman, basically. And, oh yes, Illyria goes, she was using Jeremy against us. Now she cannot. And she had grabbed his heart, basically. Yeah, she pulled out his heart.
Mm-hmm.
And, the Spike's face is just, like, horrified. And he's like, Illyria, what did you do? And she's like, his absence will only strengthen our flock. Like, she has her own reasoning, but it's horrible. And it made me so upset. And, ugh.
I will say it's in character for this, though.
Yeah, it is upsetting.
I know, it's really sad.
It's really sad.
And, I mean, I think, at least this one affected you over anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this one actually, the moments with Fred, especially at that moment, like, got me. So.
Oh, for sure. Because I definitely got attached to this guy. I felt like Spike in this book had really put together his own Scooby crew, right? Which I really appreciated, and I really like this whole dealing with the duality of Valeria and Fred, because even earlier on, he sees Fred, he's like, I can't let her out like this.
Yeah, because he
does a great job of explaining it. He's like, see, I'm a vampire. You hurt me. You hit me. I'm fine. If I hit you, then it hurts. If she's Fred, she's vulnerable, and I can't let that happen to her. And then also with the kid, because she's like, this kid is peeing his pants and crying. Like, I need to kill him. He's like, no. Yeah. And he's like, gives that kid away and he's like, don't let him go near her at all. Doesn't matter what she looks like. Don't.
Yeah, so ultimately, like, they did way better with his characterization, because it's the same writer, Brian Lynch, as After the Fall, but this was just better. It felt way different. The Fred stuff was just, again, I cared more, because, like, the whole Angel After the Fall, I went through all, what was it, like 7? Was it like 6 or 7 trades? And I was like, okay. Like, I was just kind of annoyed the whole time. But then I get here, and I'm like, okay, this Spike makes more sense to me. This Illyria moment got me. This Fred stuff got me. Like, I didn't, the whole thing didn't blow me away, and I didn't love the art. Like, it was the same, maybe one of the same artists, I feel like, because it's just, I didn't love it. It was a little better. Maybe it was.
Yeah, I thought it was better.
Then there's moments like this where I'm like, who's that?
Yeah, no, that's true.
But
I think part of the reason it did better is because, After the Fall, there was so much going on. Almost too much. So you didn't really have a chance to spend time with anyone and really get to their...
Sometimes, like, if they had different characterization, it's like he was just like, oh, here's why, but, like, way later. And it's like, wait, what? And I don't know. So I didn't love that. But yeah, this is definitely more contained. You can just jump into this one if you want just a story that, that's short and you're going to think is pretty okay. Like, because I personally thought this was my least favorite of the Spike stories we're going to talk about.
Yeah, and I like this one.
But I still enjoyed it. Yeah. So that's good. We're getting better here.
I liked this. I didn't really have problems with it. I mean, I liked it.
Here we go. I had some issues, but I did ultimately like it way more After Fall.
And again, also a nice hardcover.
Yeah.
Way to go, IDW.
Good job.
All right, so next.
Which I believe you have the
Spike trade
collection, and then there are also the 2 hardcovers that kind of look like the After the Fall ones.
And I do like that those all look the same.
And these covers are very nice because they're also Jenny Frozen. Yeah,
that's my girl.
Although that cover with Willow, I love that cover.
I really do like this. So I don't regret having this as a trade over the hardcover. She looks really good.
It's a really good one.
So yeah, that includes Spike 1 through 8, written by Brian Lynch. So I assume there's 4 per hardcover that you have?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is after the Fall.
Yeah.
And
it ties directly into Buffy season 8, so like it's going into that toward the end.
Yeah. And spoilers, I like this.
Yeah, me too. I thought this was better than Spike the After the Fall.
Yeah. The art's much better. I love that they're keeping this like telepathic fish.
I was gonna say George.
I love
telepathic fish. I love his attitude. I like the way he talks. He calls people dude. Like, it's great.
So good. And in this one, Spike goes to Las Vegas.
Yeah,
because it's taken over by, demons and stuff like that too. And Wolfman Hart's there,
Yeah, and in this world right now, vampires are like celebrities.
Yeah, they're wicked popular.
People are stoked. There's Twilight ripoffs that people are referencing.
Right, and he even references the movie that they talked about in the Angel After the Fall books, the movie based on what happened.
Yeah.
During when, California became hell or whatever.
Yeah, like somebody runs at a Spike at one point. I can't remember who. And they're like, hey, man, I saw that movie. You were a chick. Yeah, that was funny. So there were good moments, especially with George the Fish.
George the Fish is great. And I was so happy to see Drusilla in this. So spoiler alert, Drusilla is a big part of Spike the Complete series, which is great. I love Drusilla. Look at her. She's so good. She's always fun to see. I always love seeing their dynamic because they're still so in love. It's that kind of like bad for you love where he's always going to feel this like toxic, not great love for her because it's home.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like he's in love with her, but he still loves her like he's going to. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's that familiar thing for him. It's from his past, you know, because only a couple people were really with him at the beginning of this, right? And you have Angel and Drusilla and Darla. And Drusilla, I mean, they've been together for a long time. And she's wonderful and crazy.
Yeah, so she comes back because Wolfram and Hart wants to distract Spike, basically, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to get to where she pops back in because she like pops in toward the beginning, and then you don't see her for a while. And then eventually, let's see, I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, the first time you see her, she's just naked.
Yeah, and you're like, what?
Oh, shut up. Maddie loves those toxic relationships. That's not it. I don't like, you know, I ship Spike and Buffy the most. Okay.
I mean, you have to.
But I love seeing Drusilla.
So on this team now, there's Beck, who's like this new girl who can do like, what is it, like lightning kind of powers?
No, she's fire.
Fire. Okay, it's fire.
Have we ever seen her before?
No, I don't think so.
Because he goes to pick her up like we'd have. And I was like...
No, I think she just appeared. Well, it could have been in a comic that I can't remember it out. Someone's going to tell us. But
Hayden, figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah, Hayden, Nita. Well, she's like 22. She does fire stuff. She's clearly in love with Spike. But thankfully, that's not acted upon. Because I would have had a total issue with that. Not just because of her age. But like, one, he's a million. But two... it's not how he is anymore, right? Like, I could see he totally would have done that, like, before he had a soul, but not now.
Well, right, and this again, this is very well characterized with Spike, because when she's, after the whole, when he comes back to her later on in the book, she kisses him, or like, whatever. He's like, I don't like you like that. She's like, yeah, I know. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was great because like that wouldn't have happened before, right?
How wonderful and healthy is that?
Right, truly.
Good job, Spike.
So I'm gonna jump to this next hardcover because the stuff I loved. If you're reading it this way, the stuff toward the end I liked way more than the beginning stuff, and I like the beginning stuff. But this stuff is where
our girl is there. Willow.
Yeah, because that's the best. So Willow pops in. He calls Willow, and it's so. I love how soul Spike he is when he calls Willow, and he like leaves her a voicemail where he's just kind of like, "Oh hey Willow, like if you're not doing it, like if she needs you at all, if Buffy needs you at all, like don't come here, but like I could use your help, but like if she needs you, I don't know." He goes this whole thing.
Oh yeah, because he's so cute. Because he starts out saying, "Help me, Willow Rosenberg, you're my only hope," a la Princess Leia.
Yeah,
so he's
great.
This little like hologram thing. And he's so cute the whole time. He's like, "Hey, well, I know that you can't respond, but like, if you could, I'd ask you how you're doing." Oh gosh,
it's really great. So then, of course, she shows up. He's like, "Meet me at this bar if you can." So she does, and she turns all these evil people into cats, which I love, right? And that's
very her.
And one of the people she turns into cats is Drusilla. So they have like a little really cute like reunion where she's like, "Oh, come on, hug me," and then he does, and it's cute.
Oh yeah, she's like, "You've changed." He's like, "No, I haven't." It's like, "Yeah, no, you even hugged me, and you picked up this kitten."
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, that's Drusilla," and she blows up the car because she's so mad.
Yeah.
That's not
It's like, "You haven't changed," and I was like, "Oh, sad." But thankfully, he convinces her that, "Oh no, it's different. I promise." But of course, Drusilla didn't really change.
Yeah.
Because of course. There's a whole thing with like his soul that happens. Where like his soul's ripped from him and then he has to choose who gets the soul. And he's like, I choose Drusilla. and then she gets it and she hates it because she's feeling things and feeling all the murder she's done, and that's a whole thing. And I was like, are they gonna keep this? Because like this isn't gonna work.
I was just really curious. I was like,
thankfully that was pretty much fixed real fast. so
yeah, they just took it right back. Thank you. Which I dug. Well, and I liked his whole thing too. It's like, listen, I don't have to have my soul, because the soul gets extracted from him because the human the soul originally belonged to wanted it back. And this guy's a killer, and he just wanted his soul so he could feel something while he's killing people. And then when it comes out of me, he's like, okay, Spike's gonna be evil. But Spike's like, no, I was good before this. I don't have to. I'm not like Angel. I don't have to have a soul to be good. I am because I want to be. Spike.
I mean, it's great. So this characterization is like spot on in this. Like all these other ones, I'm like, I liked him. It was better, but like this is the Spike that I wanted back. Especially the stuff with him and Willow. Every him and Willow interaction I adored in this. It made me so happy.
Adorable.
Made me so happy. I would read a whole series of just them doing cute stuff together. like, and you know, Willow's badass. She like helps him out and she kills it, and it's so great. And yeah, if you're gonna read one of these, Spike the Complete Series, which is also these 2 hardcovers, I'm saying get these because
absolutely. I definitely recommend this.
So good.
And at the end, he gets on a ship with bugs.
And it's great. It's the best.
I even mad. Like, okay.
He's a bug captain. It's great.
Bug captain. Don't worry about it, guys. Definitely recommend.
100%.
But
the best one of all.
Best one.
100% the best one of all. I remember loving this, and I'm so happy that I still love this. I showed this before. I'm going to show it again because this is the one I got signed. James Marsters wrote this one. He signed it for me. How cute. He took over the whole page. It's a very nice signature.
This is so good. I almost like get emotional thinking about it. This is so good because for one, it's written by James Marsters, the actor. And you can tell he has such a love for this character. He knows this character inside and out. This is incredibly well done.
And the art was perfect.
Oh, so good.
Perfect for his character. She'd look just like him. Perfect.
Yeah. Now, granted, this is a more recent release, so it has a lot going for it when it comes to that.
But it's still years and years old at this point. It's not like super recent.
Yeah.
But yeah, compared to everything else. But yeah, this is just a really great short one shot. It's set. When did it say? It was set. It says at the beginning. The story takes place near the beginning of season 7 of Buffy. Okay. And that's good to know because you know who he is by then. You know the mindset he's in and what's happening with him. So he's not in Sunnydale in this. I don't remember the place exactly. I feel like it's like a little small town, right?
Greenville.
So it's a small town he'd visited before.
Yeah.
And he remembers with some other guys this pawn shop that he put some money under the floorboards with these other guys, and he left it there. And right at this point, he's broke. He's got nothing for him.
And he just wants a new pair of boots.
So bad. And that's a constant thing throughout this whole storyline that I adored. Like, you can see it. It's constant throughout this whole thing. His boot is coming apart. He's like, man, he sees these boots in this pawn shop. He's like, I just wish I could get that money just so I could get those damn boots. Like, that's all I want. You see it when he's walking. It's a constant thing. He's tripping over them. Like,
right. It's cute too because he almost breaks in. He's like, well, I can just steal it. He's like, oh, damn soul, I can't do it.
It's so good. There's this demon that's like stealing all these babies. It's just like these little mini things that happen throughout the small town. He meets this girl and she's super like nice to him and he's nice and it's just real cute.
Yeah, and things go so well at first and then there's this like ongoing thing, right, where he helps somebody and they see his face and they're like, oh, you're a demon.
Yeah.
Even though he's
like here's when she's like, your face. Even though he like saved all these babies from this creepy demon who was taking all these babies.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a bummer. But the good news is at the end he gets the boots. Guys. And then there's little boots in the back of this hardcover. How cute.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
It's just a tiny little card cover, but it's fantastic. I love the story so much. It's so Spike. At this point, I'm like, nobody can write it better except all the Buffy writers and just. But like, James did an amazing job.
Oh, for sure. It was very Spike. It was very touching. You know, even though it's short, this was really touching to see what he goes through. You know, like.
Yeah. And you can still get this for very cheap.
Oh yeah.
Or you can get it digitally, read it real quick. Yeah, it's small town California. That's what it says in the back. So that's all right.
Real quick, Hayden said that Beck, who was in the Spike Complete series,
oh yeah,
was in 2 other Spike minis that aren't canon. Okay.
I was gonna say, I feel like I've seen her. I know she wasn't in the show, but it's been a bit.
And Freddie asked, "But did you bite him?"
I mean,
a lady never tells.
Right.
My phrase, it sounds cool, like when John Barrowman writes Torchwood and Merlin. I've never read any of those, but I can say that I have read his children's book or young adult book, which is really good.
Oh, Hollow Earth?
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting to read that.
I got it signed by him and his sister. I met him.
Great. That's
Halloween.
Great.
I cried.
Fantastic. Yeah, John is like the best writing Captain Jack. I love it. Oh, it's so good.
And you're right. It's another case of like someone who really loves that character, right?
Yeah, you can't say that's all actors at all. But like, those are two of my favorites that are totally invested. And it's like, oh, the moment they're like, bring Captain Jack back, John's like, yes, let's do this right now.
I've been waiting. Of course.
I love it.
So now that brings us to our last one, which is Buffy the Vampire Slayer Tales. I don't have my dust jacket on right now.
I don't
either?
Although I have it behind me. I can pull it.
Yeah, mine has a half-price book sticker on it. But it looks like this.
Yeah. It's a very nice cover. I love it.
Yeah, and this is the same size. This is like all the library editions, so it does fit in very well with the collection. Mm-hmm. And look, ribbon.
Oh, the best. I mean, these are really the best. The whole time I was reading, it was like, it lays open so well. It's just perfect. Library editions are like the perfect editions.
For real. I wish I could have all my comics like that, selfishly.
I mean, truly.
It'd be way easier to lay out my bookshelves.
Yeah. So this is just like a great collection of tales of slayers and vampires throughout the years, mostly slayers, from different people we know and love. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at the index page right now. So stories by Joss, Amber Benson, who plays Tara, Jane Espenson, who's a great Buffy writer, art by P. Craig Russell, who in that story. There's great artists throughout this whole thing. Tim Sale, David Fury does one of the stories, Doug Petrie, a lot of Buffy people, if you know those people. There are a lot of Buffy people. So a lot of the writers on the show, which you can tell, because this whole thing felt like a great Buffy vibe, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of other people. Let's see, Drew Goddard.
Hey, I just realized something. Maybe this girl, this one, is that the same one from Interview with the Vampire that whole time?
Is it? I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't think so until I saw this picture, and it looks just like her.
I remember this story in this book, but I have no idea.
Weird. Okay, sorry. Continue. I just saw it. I was like, wait a second.
Someone may be able to tell you. Hayden.
I feel like Hayden's becoming like our Steven. Like, if we get from My Favorite Murder. Like, Steven, Hayden.
I mean, there's just so many people that like we know. And the art by Sean Phillips toward the end. Color assist by Chip Zdarsky in one of these. Like, just so many names.
Oh, yeah.
We all know, right?
For sure. And I think, like, you know, I know not everybody probably wants to get into the Buffy canon comics like we are, and we do. But I think if you're a Buffy fan and you just want something on your shelf that, like, does a good job of showing love to that Buffy universe and some stories that are very unique, the Tales book is for you, for sure. Because I know not everybody wants to get into the Buffy canon and read all of these library editions and read all these books. I get that. I think they're great. You should read them. But not everybody wants to make that investment, but does want some Buffy lore to have that's easily accessible, Buffy Tales is it, for sure.
Yeah, this is accessible to people who don't even care about Buffy. So if you happen to be watching this and you got this far and you don't give a crap about Buffy, one, I don't understand you, but two, thanks for being here. And if you care at all about just vampire stories, different time periods, hodgepodge of short stories about random slayers throughout the universe and the years, not Buffy. I mean, there's like a Buffy story,
and
but
even as like an art book.
Oh yeah,
you know, like
and big and beautiful. I mean, even the beginning, just gorgeous art.
Beautiful, and it definitely deserved to be a library edition because I am very happy and appreciative to read big pages like this and see the art like this.
Nice, big and like thick pages too.
Oh, for sure, it's so nice.
And this is one of those library editions that you can still obtain. You can still get this for a good price, secondhand. I've seen it in tons
for $15
books.
a half price.
I think it's still very, very accessible, which is awesome.
Man, and such a variety of art styles too. Like you can see, it's so different from story to story.
From like this one,
Mm-hmm.
It's great. It's again our artists and writers that we know and love. It's hard to talk about any one of these in particular because there's so many and they're so short. But they were all I enjoyed all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there was one where I was like, this is annoying. Like I think they were all great.
No, I really liked all of them.
This is like a cartoony where you actually get to see Buffy and Willow in here. This is also canon. So this is one of the ones that starts the canon verse. So this is actually, they're all real stories to the canon.
I really love the one where the Slayer dressed up as a man. And it's funny because right before I got to this chapter, I was like, man, that'd be really cool. Like, you know, do they ever deal with like trans people, you know? Which is not what this was, but I was like, I wonder how that would work with Slayer. Like, how would they decide that? Would it be like a dreamer situation? I think that's her name, in Supergirl, who is like her ability, she's half alien, it goes from mother to daughter, and she's a trans woman, and she ended up getting the ability. I was like, oh, that's so nice. I wonder if that's how it works, Slayers.
Yeah, that's something like if they should keep the Tales verse alive, which they have. Boom did like one shot, so that'd be cool if they introduce themes like that.
We gonna talk about Drowse's grandma? Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
That's great. Also, they brought back manservant Xander, which
was hilarious.
It's just the Dracula versus Buffy episode is so good. And part of why it's so great is because of manservant Xander. So in this one, Buffy comes back and she's like, you got something of mine. Come here, Xander. Come on. So like Xander's been with him for like a year at this point or something crazy. Like she's like, that's mine. Bring it back.
Oh man, a lot of the vampires, because you have the Tales of the Slayers and the Tales of the Vampires is how this is split up. And I really enjoyed the first vampire story we got, which is told from the son's point of view. Because when you get to the Tales of the Vampires, there's an overarching story where this vampire is telling these vampire stories to these human kids, these watchers in training. But the first story is from the son's point of view, about his father who's a vampire, who, does not age as he continues to age. And they're, on again, off again, their relationship is a little iffy because of the whole not aging thing. People don't trust him. I get it. And then a Slayer comes and kills him at the end in front of his son. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Was this your son? He's like, yeah, I didn't see it necessary to correct yours close enough. I was like, oh, it's really good. There's just some really cute. It was just
that was a really great
such variety. And there's like a little Christmas story in here too. Very like
children's book. Yeah, I love that, and it's just so back and forth, so different, and in a great way. Sometimes anthologies like this can be really hit or miss, but I found all of them to be. I liked them. I liked all the stories.
He says they planned a Tales of the Watchers too. I would have loved that. I really feel like. And I know it's difficult now because like the Watchers aren't there anymore or whatever.
They disbanded the council or whatever, yeah.
but I would maybe now this is being rebooted with Boom. I would love like a Watcher centric storyline,
or even like, well, you know, they teased the Ripper show for so long and it never happened. I would love just a Ripper comic. So you go back and you get to experience Giles when he was known as Ripper back in his youth. I mean, how great would that be? That's something they need to explore. I would love that so much.
Because we learn a lot about the Watchers, but I would like more. I'd love to learn more about the training, see what that's like. And yeah, you can focus on Giles or Wesley or whoever and like let us have that, or focus on a totally new person. Oh, read the Kirsten White novels, they're there. Okay. I need to get into the Buffy novels. I have not.
I have that beside me. I need to get the other one. Read them both. I'm excited. There's even more. This one was great too, because this was a Jack the Ripper story where Jack the Ripper ended up being a vampire. And he was a Watcher, right? The Watcher went out after him, but then he ended up being a vampire, so he kills him, and he's like, haha, I made you famous, so... and then he's like, I'm done looking for him. That was fun. I like that one.
Yeah, and you get like a nice variety of vampire stories. Like I love the one about Stacy, who's like, nobody gets me, I love Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I want to live in a fantasy world. And she's like, well, now I'm a vampire. I'm an orc.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
I will say, though, with that one in particular, did you also think she was way younger than she ended up being at first?
Yes.
Because, like, suddenly they're driving, and I'm like, wait, you look 12. Like, I'm so confused. I'm trying to find that story. I can't remember where it was.
And we get, I like this nice Spike and Drusilla story, because I wasn't expecting that.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one. There's just so many great... Like I said, I mean, if you care at all about any kind of vampires, really, if you don't even care about Buffy, you can jump into this and enjoy it. Oh,
for sure. You don't need to know anything Buffy, really. You'll still enjoy it. And, you know, we get a little bit of Angel stuff here. We don't get a lot of our main crew, but we get some.
Here they are.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is like a 10 out of 10 collection.
Yeah, it was pretty great. This is Stacy. So I saw her, and then they go to she goes to the movies with her friends to see Lord of the Rings, and she's all about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, they're like little kids. And suddenly they're like driving and drinking. And I'm like, what? So, I mean, I liked the art, but I really thought they were way younger. So it just really threw me off. I don't know. But yeah, they were all great. This was good.
Yeah, I absolutely recommend this to everyone. You should all pick it. So good. And it's got me really excited too, because like I feel like all the books we read for today has gotten me really excited about jumping back into the Buffy seasons. Like I'm ready now. Like I'm really pumped to do it and talk about it.
Because they all just got better and better, right? Like I feel like, and it was kind of nice. Like, so I'm glad that we started in order. We went with Angel After the Fall, which we both did not enjoy.
Yeah.
Then we went to the end, which was better, right? Mm-hmm. Spike stuff was even better, in my opinion. And then Tales,
for sure.
And then Tales was great too. So it's like, oh, okay, we're on an upward. We're stoked about this.
Yeah, and now I'm ready. I'm really excited.
It's funny because, like I was saying before we went on, I was like, you know, season 8, I remember liking it a lot. I know some people didn't like it, and now I'm like, oh no, is this going to be an Angel After the Fall? I'm gonna like it, right?
I remember really liking it. So I remember I borrowed it from my then friend, now fiance. Reading through those, I was like, oh my god, these are so good. And I would just like one after another. And I think it's going to be the same. And I still think it'll be good. And luckily, we read the bad stuff first. So it really just lowers your expectations. And it just...
Right. It's all uphill from here, no matter what.
I like that the stuff we get from the show characters actually ties directly to the show. The Angel one being set during amends, and the Spike and Drew one being set, or being right before School Hard. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they did that really well. So,
sorry.
No, it's okay.
Freddie just bought The Rise of Kyoshi. Gets here tomorrow, and second one comes out soon. Ooh, I need to finish buying the rest of like the Avatar-verse library edition. I only have one Legend of Korra. I need to get the other ones because I know that I'm gonna like them. I think I'm just waiting for a deal.
It is kind of a bummer that they're not like full page art with those.
Wait, they're not?
No, like
is it like Dragon Ages where it's like part of the
like,
page and then notes?
Yeah, there's notes and stuff. Because I opened one like just the other day in a store, and I was like, oh, that's kind of a bummer.
Oh, I
this
didn't
is
know.
this is like great, and they're like spreads, right? And it's not like that. And
that's
sad.
a bummer.
So
yeah, I haven't opened mine yet, and I know Dragon Age is that way, which kind of bummed me out.
Yeah.
But with Dragon Age, I'm such a Dragon Age person that I like all the little notes, so I'm not bummed out.
Into that, cool.
But I do wish I had full page art instead.
Right. Well, I was just saying that too because they announced an omnibus paperback format for those. So if you guys don't care about the notes, I assume they're not going to have the notes because it'll be smaller.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
We'll see. That might help me save some shelf space. Because now that's getting to be a problem somehow. I didn't think it ever would. But here we are.
Yeah, Freddie's saying he recommends getting the new paperbacks of Last Airbender and keeping Korra. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so Korra's normal. Oops. And Airbender's not. Okay, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get the Airbender and the new paperbacks.
That makes sense because there's like a ton of those too.
Yes, that I think that'll save me some time.
Probably some money too. We all like that.
I do. That's great. So,
I think we got to decide what we're reading next, right?
Yeah, because our next show's on Wednesday. Well, sorry, our next Buffy show.
Right.
Okay.
Which I'm gonna kind of assume at this point we're just gonna do the seasons.
Yeah, season by season.
Yeah.
So we'll just do season 8 for the next one.
I'm in. 4 hardcovers.
Let's pick a date now, or at least like a time of the month. So
I was gonna say you're the one who gets married, so I think you might have to tell me when.
Let's say the 22nd.
Okay.
Oh, we've got 5 Sundays, yeah. So we'll just plan to not film not beyond the 29th, unless I just feel like it for some reason. But
I work the 29th, so that works.
Perfect.
Yep.
That's the day after I get married, so
yeah.
We'll say the 22nd will be the next Buffy thing, and we'll read through season 8 of Buffy.
All right, so if you guys are reading along, Buffy season 8 coming up. We're excited.
Yay. Oh, raise your hand if you're double dipping on that damn Hellmouth gift set. Yeah, we need to talk about that because I've seen your post in the group, and I'm trying to figure out what I need to do because I pre-ordered, I guess the deluxe.
Yes. So there's a limited edition. I think the limited is standard. The deluxe is oversized. And it has the corresponding issues from what I can gather. And then there's a gift set, which I guess has the trades that correspond with it.
That's what I understood.
Yeah. There are... I'm so confused. I just need them to, one, announce a library edition for their stuff. Okay.
Yeah, because watch them do that to us, and we'll be like, oh, shit.
Well, that's why I haven't bought any trades, because I'm waiting for it.
I went ahead, I'm doing it. I figured...
Hey, take one for the team. That's great.
Yeah, maybe they'll keep printing them this way. I don't know. Maybe not.
I anticipate it happening, but also I'm buying them in singles, so...
Oh, that's true, and I'm not.
I'm supporting it that way. You're supporting it that way. We got them both. We got them on both sides.
You're killing it. Don't worry.
We're both keeping this series alive.
But I did go ahead, even though it's on Amazon, it just helps me to keep it in mind that way. Usually I'll cancel my pre-order and order on in-stock trades, but I did pre-order all the remaining books coming out for Buffy this year, just so I'm ahead of the game. Mm-hmm. Just in case.
Which I believe the first Legacy, I think, is out next month. I think.
Let me check my Amazon orders.
Yeah, why not? And I think the Angel one may come out next month too, unless I'm misremembering that. I have them written down somewhere.
Yeah, because we've got Oh, well, it's like I know that Buffy Volume 2 comes out next month. The first Legacy book, according to Amazon, is coming out in April.
Okay.
For Buffy.
That makes sense.
Those legacies are really pretty.
Yeah.
They're not too expensive.
It was April because my birthday's on a Monday and it came out on a Tuesday. So I remember. It's the 21st, I believe.
Nice. And then, I don't know, we're getting another, like, Angel Legacy, like, Volume 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know when I'm ever going to read those. That also comes out in April.
You know, we'll probably have to make a point to review those so we have an excuse to read them.
That's probably a good idea because I'm just buying them to go on the shelf right now.
Because they're pretty. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, that's our reason. We'll review those sometime.
Yeah, and I would much rather have those on my shelf than those ugly omnibuses.
Yeah, which I do have, but they're not cute.
I'm not a fan. Oh, Hayden, you're absolutely invited by the time we get to the Boom Buffy, just join in. Because by the time we get to that point in the Buffy readathon, I imagine that'll be out. Or we'll make a point for it to do. I think we should wait to review once Hellmouth like trade or whatever is out, so we can talk about it. So it's easier for me to jump in.
Well, we're gonna have to figure out when to jump back into Angel too.
Oh,
the Angel Faith stuff.
Well, I figure we'll do Buffy season 8, Buffy season 9, and then Angel season 9. I think we'll want to stay chronological, right?
Is that right? Because I felt they were coming out beside each other. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So.
I mean, I'll have to double check the dates. I can't remember at this point.
I guess we can do like Buffy season 8 and then Buffy season 9 with Angel season 9. So like 1 and 1, 2 and 2.
Yeah. That's fine.
We'll split it up or something. We'll figure it out. And then, man, I can't wait till we get to the newer stuff. Like, I haven't read this.
Oh yeah, it's good.
But I own it. Because I was waiting. I was like, well, I'll just keep ordering all this stuff and then just wait until we do the readathon.
We'll get through them. It'll happen. I think that one's like stupid out of print too now.
Already?
I mean, look, they're all out of print, right? But I think that
you're
hard
right.
to find. So
okay, well, I'm glad I jumped in on that.
Yeah,
I do want to read Illyria now that we've read these. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Damn it, Illyria. You're just. Can I put that on my registry? Like, hey.
I will just never be able to pay that much for a paperback. It's crazy.
It's so much. If I can just if anyone remembers when you're like looking at half-price book stuff, like if there's like a coupon for 50% off, please like message me or message our social media, please. So I go to the bookstore and buy it because no one's gonna buy it besides me. And if they do, what the hell?
If they do, then you can come on here and talk about them forever. I'm just hoping I go into a comic shop one day and I see 2 copies sitting on the shelf for cover price. And this is a dream I have. And then I text a picture to you. And I say, Maddie, don't worry about it. I'm already buying them.
And just me crying.
And shipping them to you tomorrow.
Oh, really? That damn season 12 trade is going for Illyria prices. Really?
That's crazy. I knew that one was getting up there, but that's nuts. I haven't checked it. Guys.
Hey, Candace. I always love seeing your profile picture. I do want to read Harrow County. I've got like the first library edition. I don't have the rest.
I do.
Have you read Harrow County?
I have the first library. We should do it. Let's do it.
You want to read that for Wednesday?
Okay. The first one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sweet. See, Candace? You helped us figure out what we're going to do.
Welcome to Wednesday.
Welcome to Wednesday. Yeah, let's do that.
That sounds fun.
Because that should be an easy enough read. I've never read any of it, so.
Yeah, I haven't either. I've been needing a reason to pick it up. Those are really nice library editions. Just speaking of library editions again, the covers. I think we've already talked about the covers, but just rub it on your face, guys.
Man. Kristan, let me know if there's anything you want me to pick up or get signed or whatever from C2E2.
Oh my gosh. I haven't even looked.
Look through
Okay.
and let me know.
Great.
I'm going to talk to Gail, and I'm going to go to the first, second book. And yeah, Ken, so we're going to have a show on Wednesday because we missed a Sunday. So we have a 4 show a month quota. And
the first week we were out the whole week.
Yeah.
And then that's where we lost that show. Yeah.
So we're going to be here on Wednesday night.
Yeah, so join us Wednesday.
Join us Wednesday.
Which, hey, it's our time. So join us Wednesday. We're going to talk about Harrow County Library Edition Volume 1. If you need an excuse to read it, there you go. It's Halloween in February. It's going to be great. I forgot I had the shirt on. I wish you could see it better. There you go.
Oh, man,
It's so good.
I need a Buffy shirt or something because I really want us to like film a video together about our Buffy collections.
Oh, yeah. And just be confused by them.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be great.
Because I just want to look at my shelf and be like, I think I have them. Like, I don't really know. I just keep buying these.
And we'll both like have a moment where we're like, wait, do you have this? No, I don't have this. So then we'll lose our minds trying to find them. It'll be great.
Real quick before we go, I'm not too interested in the Buffy-verse stuff, but is that Boom Volume 1 paperback that came out last May a reboot of the Buffy-verse comics? Volume 3 I see comes out in June. Yes.
Yeah.
It is a reboot, so you can totally join in without having watched any Buffy. Super recommend it.
Yeah, and I think even more so, maybe even more so if you haven't seen the show. Maybe not more so, but just as much because the characterizations a lot of them are different. Some of them are the same. The art's been great. Well, Dan Morris sadly is no longer on it, but yeah, you can just jump in. It's a modern reboot, so everything's like, because Buffy's a 90s show, so you're not going to have beepers.
And yeah, Frey's right. There's also a new Angel set in the reboot universe too. So Angel has also been rebooted. So it's a great time to jump in.
Yeah.
Joe, is it good for you on Wednesday?
Can you do it any earlier?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. It'll be.
I can do it at 6.
I'll get home around then. I can do it a little after that.
6:30.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joe, we will be on at 6:30 p.m. EST.
I think that's right. Maybe 6:40.
We'll do 7.
I'm like converting the time in my head. Yeah, let's plan 7.
Okay.
That's good.
We'll be on at 7 p.m. EST on Wednesday. You can see.
I'm in a different time zone, so I got really confused. Okay. I get off work at 6 your time.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not going to be home until like 6:30. There we go. We'll do it at 7.
Okay, 7.
Sorry.
All right, guys. We will see you then. Time for you all to read what's in the first library edition of Harrow County and join us on Wednesday.
Check out InStockTrades.com.
Absolutely.
They're
Check
the
it
best.
out.